Do you ever feel like you're just pretending to be a grown-up? On the outside, you might have a job, an apartment, and pay your own bills. But on the inside, you feel like a kid who was handed a script for a life you don't feel equipped to lead. If you feel this way, you are not alone, and it's not a personal failure. This feeling of being emotionally stuck is a common pattern with a very specific psychological root. It's not about being lazy, broken, or immature for the sake of it. In this video, we'll explore two big signs of this pattern and uncover the one surprising reason it happens. And it has everything to do with a hidden fear that most of us don't even realize we have. So, how does this pattern show up in our lives? The first and most common sign is something we can call the someday syndrome. This is when you have big, important goals you want to achieve, like changing careers, moving to a new city, or starting a creative project. But you tell yourself you'll get to them someday, when the time is perfect. You might put a brochure for your dream career in a drawer and then pick up your phone to scroll instead. Psychologically, this isn't about laziness. It's a strategy to avoid the possibility of failure. As long as the dream stays in the someday drawer, it remains perfect and safe from the messy reality of trying. The second sign is a deep fear of making permanent choices. This can show up in big life decisions, like committing to a relationship or career path. But it also appears in smaller things, like feeling paralyzed about where to live or what to major in. You might find yourself at a crossroads with one path labeled stable job and another passion project, completely unable to move. This isn't just indecisiveness. It's a desperate desire to keep all your options open forever. Because every yes to one path feels like a permanent no to all the others, and that feels like a terrible loss. So we avoid big goals and we fear big decisions, but this brings us to the most important question: why? This leads us to the hidden cause behind this entire pattern, a subconscious retreat to safety. For many, the idea of adulthood represents permanent risks, serious responsibility, and the possibility of irreversible failure. In our memory, however, adolescence was a time of lower stakes, more support, and fewer lasting consequences. Feeling stuck is often an unconscious strategy to stay in the emotional world of adolescence, where things felt safer. When you see a big, scary door labeled the future, you might instinctively turn back to a small, cozy room labeled the comfort zone. Activities like binging shows or endless gaming become tools, not just for fun, but to recreate that feeling of low-stakes comfort. You're not just lazy for avoiding responsibility. You're human for avoiding what you fear. So, what can we do about it without using shame and pressure? Now, you might have heard toxic advice like, just do it, or get up and move on. We're not going to do that here, because shame is a terrible motivator for long-term change. Instead, we're going to use a simple tool called the 5-minute promise. Pick one scary adult task you've been avoiding, like updating your resume or researching a financial plan. Then promise yourself you will only work on it for 5 minutes, and that's it. This simple act lowers the stakes so much that it bypasses your brain's fear response. The goal isn't to finish the task, it's to prove to yourself that you can start. If this idea of taking small, compassionate steps makes sense to you, consider subscribing for more insights like this. Ultimately, feeling stuck isn't a life sentence. It's a sign pointing to a valid fear that needs understanding, not judgment. Growing older is mandatory, but growing up is a choice, and that choice doesn't have to be terrifying. It's about learning to be brave enough to take small, imperfect steps, even without having all the answers. By watching this and seeking to understand yourself, you have already taken the most important step. Thank you for joining us at Brainwave Stories. If this resonated, let us know in the comments which part of feeling stuck you relate to the most. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that help us understand our minds.